So we're at Minster Fish Bar. The receipt says Minster Fisheries. First thing we're going to look at is my wife's. This is cheesy chips and a cheese fry it and a battered sausage. You're never going to eat all that. I'm going to have a little taste because that looks absolutely incredible. I'm going to pinch a little bit of this fry it. Now I think the fry it's, they're usually frozen. I don't think they make them in-house. I've never known anyone to make a fry it in-house. I'm going to put a little bit to one side on here. And I'm going to take a bit of this sausage, just a little bit, and I'm going to take a few of these cheesy chips. You know what I'm like, I don't like to do reviews based on the worst, if I can help it. They usually just turn out that way. I've had a few 2 stars and 3 stars and whatnot, which I'd hoped at the time were going to be 5 stars and 4 stars. But that's just the way it goes, I guess. But I'm not out to review the worst of this and the worst of that. I'm not interested. I'm trying to find the best of. Right, so you saw what my wife had there. I'm going to check out this cheese, these cheesy chips. Say it was a medium cheddar going on there. Not overly strong, but then it's an all-rounder, isn't it, if it's not overly strong. And they're cooking in beef dripping, which is always a winner for me. There's enough saltiness in the cheese and enough substance. Yeah, that's really nice. Sometimes you get it and it's just so mild that you don't even know there's any cheese on it. Other than that, all the chips are stuck together. So, cheese fry. Like I say, they're pretty much all the same. Still delicious though. The battered sausage. Now I like this straight off looking at it. It's quite firm. It's got a thin batter on it, which normally you get like a great big thick chunky one. And it's quite thin on this sausage. Absolutely spot on. Right, I've got curry, mushy peas, and this is the large fish and chips. I'm scared to open this, but it's paper, which is unusual these days, isn't it? They normally throw them in a box. But I like paper. I like it a lot. Let's open it up here. We got it. We're in. I like that little bag for the chips. Well, this is looking good. This batter's looking fantastic. And we've got a good view of that. Let me just tip these out of here. We've got scraps on here too. Oh, that's a bit of the batter come off there. Let's go for it. It's seasoned, but there's a sweetness there. And it's absolutely delicious. I've got to get stuck into some more of this batter from the other end here. The chips, a bit darker than I like. That's just a preference, like everything I do. Just because they're dark or darker than my favourite doesn't mean I don't like these too. They taste incredible. Lots of little bits in here. Now, my wife likes those ones. She likes the crunchy bits. She'd rather I have these. And she has these. That is some thick haddock. Fabulous. Colour, the texture, the smell, all there. I'd like to think some of our Chippy get a look at all these reviews that I'm doing. See where some of them are going wrong. This is a patty. Potato patty, they call it. Okay. It's a lot like any good savoury patty with the potato, parsley, herbs, and it's weighty too. Yeah, that's nice. Some of them you can't really taste the potato. It's more of a kind of a smash, if you know what I mean, or an instant kind of potatoey texture. Whereas I can feel the difference in that one. In fact, I can see chunks of potato going on in there. Let's go with the mushy peas. Consistency, it's a little damp. Again, I'm getting this garden pea taste, but a much sweeter pea, but it is tasty. Although for my own preference would be much thicker. Curry, full to the top in these containers, which are cardboard. Right, okay, I'll try a little bit of this savoury with this curry. A fairly sweet and mild curry, but it's got plenty going on. Yeah, that's quite nice. I can feel the kick now, coming in now like a good curry does. That little bit of a delay. Now, I like to watch Danny Mallon. He does affordable foods. I say affordable. Today, all foods are so expensive. Not just fish and chips, everything has pretty much gone through the roof. Now, Danny Mallon swears by Dandelion and Burdock. And I'm thinking, I've got to find out what it was all about. I've got a can here, and I'm going to give you my opinion. Okay. It's one of them tastes, I think. Maybe it's a regional taste. It tastes nice, but like Iron Brew, you know, a lot of people in Scotland will go for an Iron Brew, maybe, I don't know, I'm just generalising, over a Coca-Cola, or maybe even a Dandelion and Burdock. Maybe this is a Yorkshire or Northern thing, I don't know. But yeah, it's got a nice taste to it. Now, obviously, I'm not reviewing like Danny Mallon. I don't do all kinds of different food reviews, and it's not, the Chippy Tour's not all about food reviews. It's a way for me to get out and get people out to support their fish and chip shops. It's all right, that, Danny, if you're watching this. So let's just do a little recap. That battered sausage was excellent. It really was. Nice, thin, light batter, cooked in beef dripping, and a nice meaty sausage. Plenty of flavour going on. Not gritty or lumpy. Absolutely lovely. The cheesy chips, a lovely sort of medium cheddar flavour going on there. And whether it's medium cheddar or not, it's a medium kind of cheese. There's just enough taste, but not too mild and not too salty like a mature cheddar. The chips were excellent. They really were. The haddock, wonderful. I didn't even see any skin on in that haddock. I'm just going to have a little look. No, there was no skin on the haddock, which is quite unusual for haddock in a lot of places. And it was delicious, thick and delicious in that light, crispy, beef dripping batter. Haddock, absolutely delicious. Nice sweetness to it, the flesh. Flaky, big, thick chunks on it too. The curry sauce was sweet. Got a little kick, a little after kick there. It took a little bit of time to come in, and it was really nice. Mushy peas, I think I'd have liked them a little bit thicker for my preference. Excellent taste. The fry it, well, it's a fry it. It's a fry it wherever you go, pretty much, I think. So that was okay. And then there's the potato patty, and it had chunks of potato in it. Let's get straight into the reviews. 1 star. Unfortunately, the fish was very greasy, so had to remove the batter. Chips was nice though. 4 star. Food was lovely, cooked fresh to order, though £2.80 for a bottle of unbranded pop was on the steep side. 40p in Aldi store. 5 star. First visit to Minster Fish Bar in Howden, but definitely not the last. Drove over from Market Waiting, as I think that's how you pronounce it, as our fish and chip shop closed. I hate hearing it. I hate hearing fish and chip shops closing. I was in a conversation with someone just yesterday, and they said there was half a dozen chippies in their village, and there's only one. You know, it's heartbreaking. We've got to look after these things because you might not miss them now, but you'll miss them when they're gone, I'm sure of it. We were made to feel so welcome. Service was brilliant, freshly cooked and absolutely superb. Best fish and chips, lovely staff, lovely atmosphere. Thank you. See you soon. Everything about that I'd witnessed with my own eyes was a 5 star, without a doubt. But I can't deny the hygiene rating. So I'm giving it a 4. That 3-star hygiene rating quite upset me really, because everything was just so incredible.
Minster Fish Bar is located in the heart of town, on a street with limited parking. Fortunately, just around the corner, less than 100 metres away, is a large paying display car park, so parking isn't an issue. The shop itself looked spotlessly clean and well presented, with cheerful, smiling and polite staff who made us feel genuinely welcome. The large haddock was outstanding, fresh, thick and cooked to perfection in a light crispy batter, a real highlight of the visit. The mushy peas, although slightly on the liquid side, were sweet and full of flavour. The curry sauce was equally impressive, thick, smooth and with just the right amount of kick without being overly spicy. The battered sausage was one of the best I'd had in a long time, wrapped in a thin beef dripping batter, packed with meaty quality. The potato patty was another winner, made with proper potato chunks and seasoned with herbs that brought a lovely subtle flavour. As for the cheesy chips, the cheese was lightly matured and not too salty. Plenty of it too, generously covering a portion of plump, tasty chips. A hearty scoop of beef dripping cooked scraps rounded the meal off beautifully. Cooking in beef dripping. Hygiene rating 3. Card or cash. Fish reviewed. Haddock. See you on the next one.